Welcome to Money and Freedom, the podcast where you learn to become financially free using value investing. Welcome to the podcast. This time we're going to talk about a big part. It's going to be a fun podcast. We will talk about Berkshire Hathaway's annual meeting in Omaha. What is that? Well, that's the annual meeting where you can meet the legendary investor Warren Buffett. I've been there. I'm unfortunately not going this year, but I can give you 4 reasons why you should go and a few tips to, if you're going, what you should do. So why are people going to this annual meeting? All companies have annual meetings, and they're usually really boring. Believe me, I was a financial journalist. I've been to a lot of them. It is super boring, but not this one. This is very, very different. People go again and again and again. Why? Well, first of all, it's about faith. Being a value investor, you are different from most other investors out there. We're just a minority. Like I've explained in previous podcasts, most people believe that the market is efficient, that you should always be fully invested and just diversify, and that's it. Well, value investors do not believe that the market is efficient. We believe that the market is behaving irrationally because people behave irrationally. People sometimes run after their own emotions. They get scared, they get greedy, and that's why the market is basically irrational. And because it's irrational, prices can drop a lot. We've seen that lately. They can rise but when I say prices, I mean stock prices. They can rise, and that gives us great opportunities. It also means that you have to be really, really careful not to buy stocks when they're completely overvaluated in the market, when the market is in bubble territory. And it is really nice to be reminded of this faith. So going to this annual meeting, it's like going to church. And you don't go to church because you want to be reminded of, because you don't remember the 10 commandments if you believe in God. I don't believe in God in that way, but anyway, it's just a picture. So people who believe in God, they definitely know the 10 commandments if they're Christian, right? But why do they go to church every Sunday? It's to be reminded of their faith, to be reminded of why they believe this, to have their faith strengthened. And that's why people go to Omaha year after year after year and hear Warren Buffett speak. He will say new things, but a lot of the things that he says will be more or less the same. He'll say, I cannot predict the market, don't buy Bitcoin, stuff like this. The second reason is it's about networking. You meet a lot of interesting people. Who did I meet when I went? Well, first of all, I went to a dinner with Guy Spier, a very well-known value investor. He wrote a book called The Education of a Value Investor, very good book. And at this dinner, I met a lot of other interesting people. For example, I met the author behind the book that I've talked about several times, Richer, Wiser, Happier, a very, very good book, William Green. This is really great. Apart from having super interesting conversations, I have a lot of people that I can shoot them a short message, say, hey, I really liked your podcast. What do you think about this? So I have a question or whatever. This is really, really valuable. I also met people who I do not necessarily chat with today. For example, I met a student from, I think it was Guatemala. Anyway, I was somewhere in South America, and we had a really good time. We went out for brunch together. We talked about different investments we had made. He was a lot younger than me, but that didn't matter. We had a really good time. He was a very, very intellectual person, and I really enjoyed our conversations. And at the annual meeting, there'll be breaks. You will run out and get lunch. And at lunch, I was standing next to, as I recall it, a really tall guy. And I asked him, he had some bags, and I asked him, so what did you buy? And this guy, turns out, he was a real cowboy. Like, he had a ranch somewhere in one of the neighboring states. And so he showed me these cowboy boots that he had bought. And I asked him, so what are you going to use them for? Are you going to work with the horses or whatever, cattle? And he said, no, these are going out boots, and explained to me how they were special. And so, yeah, that was a really fun conversation. And I think it's great how you have these, people that I would never meet. I mean, I've never met a cowboy in my life. So I thought it was really, really fun to talk to, new kind of people that are also, and he wasn't just there to buy cowboy shoes. He was there because he was a value investor as well. He was a Berkshire Hathaway shareholder. And that's the next point, shopping. Some people drive there from the neighboring states for the shopping. Because as you probably know, or if you don't know, you can look it up, Berkshire Hathaway owns a lot of companies. First of all, you have the stocks that they own, the companies that are publicly traded, like Apple and Coke and so on. But there are a lot of other companies that they own 100% that we don't talk about that often. And these companies will have stalls, so you can go and you can buy stuff there. You can buy a yacht. You can buy chocolate, ice cream, small stuff, books, but you can buy pretty big things like, for example, a yacht or cowboy boots, a lot of clothes as well. And for some people, that's the reason they go there, because there's special discounts as well, and it's kind of fun as well. And one more reason, which is very, very important, is that this is actually like a big party. I mean, it's festive. People are excited, and they're excited the whole way through. They're excited to get the pass for the entrance. You get this thing around your neck and a card, and standing in line. Everyone's so excited about being there. So it's like one big party all the way through. And when you have these shopping, this whole, it's like a giant hall with all these stalls. People are really excited. People line up to see things where it's like, oh, it's pretty basic. But anyway, the lines, because I guess it's a feeling of this is not just a product. This is our product, right? Because everyone who's there, you need to be a Berkshire Hathaway investor. You need to have some of the stocks to enter, except if you're a journalist. But anyway, so these people, they enter with the feeling of, these are my products. I am part of this. It's very much I wouldn't say a call, that's way too much, but there's definitely an identity of being a Berkshire Hathaway stockholder, shareholder. It's definitely something that people are very proud of. So when they line up to see a yacht, they have these mobile homes as well, and some different houses that you can enter. And I remember lining up and being like, "What? Why are we lining up like it's a special exhibition at a museum?" Well, because it's exciting. They feel like owners, and this is part of what Warren Buffett teaches you. When you invest in something, think of it as a company. Don't think of it as a piece of paper with a number that will go up and down like a goldfish. Think of it as the whole entity of the company. You become one of the owners when you buy shares in something. And that is how people are actually acting. They are excited to visit their company. And with Berkshire Hathaway, it's not just one company, it's one company with so many companies inside. So let me just go to the website here. You might want to ask, wait, so when is it? Well, it's next weekend, meaning it's always the first weekend of May. And the main event is on the 3rd of May, which is a Saturday. And you will hear Warren Buffett speak, and he is, how much is he? He's 94, 95 now. So, it's quite impressive that he can sit for hours and answer questions. And you can have your question answered as well. So I'm on the website. Have you ever seen Berkshire Hathaway's website, by the way? You should look it up. Berkshirehathaway.com. It is the most simple website I've ever seen in my life. It looks like a fax, honestly. It is impressive. Here's the link. What I wanted to look up is some of the companies that are within that Berkshire Hathaway owns 100%. You have companies like Duracell. Remember Duracell, the battery? the one with the commercial of the toy, was it a rabbit that was drumming, something like that? You have, of course, See's Candy. That's relatively famous. You have so many. It's such a long list. A lot of them I actually don't know. You have Brooks. Those are running shoes. I have a pair of them. NetJets. There's just so many companies. You can look it up yourself. Fetchheimer, Clayton Homes. Let's see, Boat US, where to get your yacht. John's Manual, I have no idea what it is. Jordan's Furniture. Justin Brands, Larson Jewel, Liquid Power Specialty Products, Louis Motorcycles and Leisure. I mean, I can go on. There's just so many companies, and that means there's a lot of product. There are a lot of products too. So 5 tips for going there if you want to go. Well, this year it's a little late. You might be able to make it. You don't actually need a ticket for the thing, for the annual meeting. You just show up with some kind of proof that you are a stockholder. And the proof that I showed was, just showed on my phone that I was an investor. It was really easy. I just logged in, showed my portfolio, and it was so easy, no problem. The thing that might be problematic if you're booking really late is flights and hotel, of course. So if you can find that, you're fine. You should know that all the hotels in the vicinity of this conference hall, they get really, really expensive. And that's just how it is. I don't think you can find anything for less than $500 a night. And that's what I believe I paid when I went. Which hotel did I use? It was one of the Hilton ones. I can't really remember. It wasn't the best hotel, if you can, is the Hilton right across, because then you can enter through a bridge, which is really cool. But I stayed in another Hilton. There are a lot of them. What you can do is stay outside the city center. And then you have to take a taxi or a shuttle service. There are plenty of these shuttle services. I decided to be within walking distance because I wanted to be able to go to all the events. There would be pop-up events everywhere. So the hotel, the flight, if you've got that, you're fine. One thing that's really important is on the day that Warren Buffett is speaking, you wanna get up early. Actually, people get up at 5 o'clock to stand in line. Why would you do that? I mean, personally, I don't really care where I'm sitting. I'll sit anywhere. People stand in line to sit very close to the stage. I didn't get a seat close to the stage. But the thing is, standing in line is part of networking. It's part of the party. If you don't really care about it, and if you're too tired in the morning, just skip it. You can sit anywhere. It's fine. The doors will open at 7, I can see, and the Q&A session begins at 8 already. So, but it's still standing there for 2 hours, from 5 to 7. If it's raining, that really sucks. So remember the umbrella. Another thing that's important. About the hotels. I booked an Airbnb a year in advance, and then a few months before, it canceled on me because it realized the Airbnb host realized they could get so much more. So Airbnb can be a little tricky. Go for a hotel instead, and maybe decide to share a room. One thing you might want to do is plan ahead and ask people. Ask people who you know that are going, what they're going to do. But if you don't have anything specific to go to, because the Q&A with Warren Buffett is just part of it. There's a lot of things going around. You want to be there at least a Thursday. So you have Friday to go to the event. Some people come even before. Well, email people, ask them, what are you going to? Do you have any ideas? What should I do? Also, when you wait for something, talk to people. If you're waiting for the shuttle service in the airport, talk to people. Are you going to Berkshire Hathaway? Oh, what are you investing? Just talk to people. That is part of the fun. And lastly, I would say, if you want to know what's going on, remember to be on my newsletter. I'll put a link for signing up for my newsletter. I usually every year I make some bullet points about what the most important thing is that Warren Buffett said. It is a lot of fun to be there, but you can get a lot out of it, even if you're not there, because you can stream it online, which is not, that would be like streaming, going to the church. I mean, you don't get the feeling of being there. You don't get the network. You don't get the party. You don't get the whole experience. It is an adventure, but you can get the intellectual stimulation of whatever Warren Buffett is saying. You can get the points, and that is also very valuable. It's not that. So remember, sign up for my newsletter. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you like it, remember to give it a review somewhere under your favorite platform. If you have any questions, you can hit me up on X or LinkedIn. My handle is my first name, Beile.